Welcome everyone to another podcast special. I am your host, Mr. Team Brigade, coming to you once again for hashtag Heels for Life. We are here to talk about the Royal Rumble 2019. It was an epic Royal Rumble. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about the Royal Rumble. We're going to have some fan reactions. I didn't see all of the Royal Rumble. I actually came in towards the later part of the Royal Rumble. So I'm just gonna basically tell you like what I seen, what was my reactions, as far as like, the matches I saw. Whatever matches that you want to bring up is totally up to you. I'm going to bring the fans on for maybe about 5 minutes or so. Then I'll move on to next. I am expecting a lot of callers to come on tonight and, tell them telling us their feedback about the Royal Rumble. So what I want you guys to do is to share this podcast. Give us a thumbs up. Tell us how you like the podcast. All the good shit. If you do want to follow me, you already know what to do. Follow your boy, Mr. Team Bring It, aka Mr. Sugar Nipples. Chris Dilworth on Facebook.com. Also, you can follow the podcast, hashtag Heels for Life, Wrestling Podcast on Instagram.com as well. All right, so, well, first of all, let me share the podcast real quick, and then we'll go ahead and start the podcast. I'm sorry, everyone. That is actually my laptop that's in the background and keeps beeping and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna turn that shit down in a second. So give me 1 second. Let's go ahead and share this baby around. Hope everyone is having a wonderful Sunday. Here in Wisconsin, we are in the middle of a winter storm, so the snow actually just started. As a matter of fact, I just got in the house. So yeah, I have no plans on trying to go out. I'm not going out whatsoever. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drink my Southern Comfort, probably eat me some chicken wings, and probably eat me some French fries, and probably watch the Royal Rumble again. And, of course, NXT TakeOver. Oh, matter of fact, shout out to NXT TakeOver in Phoenix last night. They did their thing. The show was not perfect, but it was enough to say, okay, yeah, they outdid the main roster. There was probably, maybe the only match that I really just didn't really care for was the Women's Championship. It was Belair versus Shayla Baszler. That was probably the only match that I just really didn't care for. All the other matches were actually decent. So, and the same thing goes for the Royal Rumble. I really don't have a lot to say anything bad about the Royal Rumble. The only thing that was probably trash, and a lot of people is probably going to say, Chris, you are completely trash for saying this, though, but I'm going to just say it anyway. The two main matches I did not care for was the women's Royal Rumble. It started out slow. It did pick up toward the end. The WWE Championship match, Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles, was probably the worst match of the night, probably. I mean, it's a match that we have seen before and over again. So, I love AJ Styles and I love Daniel Bryan. However, when you oversaturate a match over and over again, this is the result you're going to get. You're going to get the audience that's just going to say, we are totally we're not really into this match, and you're going to hear crickets. But the twist was, it was Eric Rowan coming out and assisting Daniel Bryan. Now, remind you, a couple years back, Daniel Bryan was forced to join the Wyatt family, which he had some partnership with, Eric Rowan, but it still doesn't really. It's kind of asking the question what these two why are they partnering up? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's very intriguing. So we're gonna have to find out on Tuesday. Um, what else? That was kind of intriguing. Oh yes. You know, it was this lady that was in the audience that had on like she had purple on, like all purple and shit. And it's like she had the letters. What was the letters? It was hashtag SRN or some type of shit. I don't know. But all I know is her facial expressions were fucking hilarious. Like, you know, like one of the surprises, I actually thought Kenny Omega was actually going to come to the WWE, but of course his contract haven't expired yet in New Japan. But I thought that he was probably going to join in or whatever. I'm just like just thinking like on any type of possibilities, whatever. But yes, Kenny Omega did not show up, which was expected. But the thing about was Jeff Jarrett showed up. I said, you know what? I'm looking for surprises. I'm not looking for expired milk. But they brought back, Jeff Jarrett. He even had a little segment with Elias. Now, I'll remind you, Elias came out first. Then there was Jeff Jarrett. And I pretty much knew that Elias was up to no good. So what this man did was, Jeff Jarrett, he said his thing, you know what I'm saying, and Elias thought that, he gave Jarrett, Jeff Jarrett the impression that, okay, let's sing a duet or whatever, and he ended up, hitting him in the face, then the two tuffled, then, Jeff Jarrett was on the mat, looking at the lights, and she got knocked out. And then the next thing you know, he get hit with a guitar. I mean, wow, karma, huh? But whatever. So it wasn't really a lot of surprises. If you call Jeff Jarrett a surprise, no, that's not a surprise whatsoever. Kurt Angle, he came out. There was also a host of NXT stars that came out as well. Let me see. I think it was Aleister Black, Pete Dunne, from NXT UK. Let me see who else. Johnny Wrestling, he came out. And that was about Nia Jax. Yeah, she came out. I think Nia Jax actually had a lot of shine this evening. She really did. Like, she literally almost dominated the men's Royal Rumble. I do not know why. All I know was we knew that probably somehow, some way, one of the participants in the Royal Rumble was going to be attacked, which was R-Truth. R-Truth came out as number 30. So we already knew that this motherfucker was not going to participate in the Royal Rumble. He's too much of a clown. So before you know it, when he comes out, he does his schnick, what's up or whatever. Nia Jax comes behind him and knocks him the fuck out. And she joins the Royal. She basically takes his place. So she gets into the Royal Rumble. She probably eliminate like maybe one or two. Now, this is where the WWE contradicts themselves. They always want to act like, we don't harm women. We don't believe in domestic violence and all this other bullshit. But yeah, you put a woman in harm's way. Even though this woman is just as big as a fucking whale, they gonna still put her in. I'm sorry, I'm not fast shaming, but I'm really keeping it real with you guys. I'm just saying. But anyway, they put Nia Jax in the men's Royal Rumble. So that means when you are in the men's Royal Rumble, you're going to be treated like a man. Now, I didn't think that the WWE was going to pull the trigger and have men like literally beat the shit out of Nia. And you know what? Honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. Let me sip tea when I say this. Because this was bittersweet. Damn, first of all, she got super kicked by Dolph Ziggler. I'm trying to figure out why Dolph Ziggler was in the Royal Rumble because, his contract is up in 2 days. So that's number one. I didn't know he was going to be in the Royal Rumble. But anyway, he super kicked Nia Jax in the face while Ray was like, had her in a headlock or whatever. Super kicked. So she got super kicked. Then, Ray did a drop kick, did the 619, and then before you know it, out of nowhere, He is my fucking hero, Mr. RKO himself, the Viper, the whatever, the Apex Predator, whatever you want to call him, did a RKO and Nia Jackson. Then the next thing you know, she get eliminated. But I'm sorry, that shit still gave me life because I was not expecting. Now, the WWE said that they was going to have some big surprises. I guess that's the big surprise that they was talking about. And I'm sorry, it gave me life. You know, I didn't give a fuck about all the other, the surprises that was being talked about, around social media. All I'm gonna say is this: the WWE had people talking. The WWE had the fans come out their seats because this is something that was not expected whatsoever. So I had fun with the Men's Royal Rumble. Unfortunately, in the Women's Royal Rumble, it was completely trash. But big ups to Becky Lynch, even though she lost her match with Asuka, which was an awesome match, and I would just say this hands down. Until I see the other matches on the pre-show, Asuka and Becky Lynch match for the women's SmackDown Championship was basically the match of the night. That was a high technical match, but Becky didn't win. However, she came back in the Royal Rumble after Lana got her ass whooped. I guess like sometime, I think during I think it was when during the pre-show, it was Shinsuke versus Rusev for the Universal Champion, not Universal Championship, I'm sorry, United States Championship, and Lana somehow crashed to the ground, hurt her ankle. Then she came back in the Royal Rumble, or try to attempt to. I do not know why this chick gonna come out there humbling around like a hurt bunny and shit. She comes out there, and then before you know it, Nia Jax, she comes out. She looks at Lana. I'm just like, oh, bitch, oh, you think you gonna come in the Royal Rumble, huh? So then Nia gave her a savage beating to the point where she couldn't get up. She couldn't get up no more. So then the man came out. Becky came out, and she asked the WWE officials. She said, "Hey, I'm here. I'm fresh. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm here." They had let her go in the Royal. They let her take a lot of place, but unfortunately, after Nia got eliminated or whatever, the man, she came out, and she was I think she eliminated probably like maybe one or two. I couldn't really keep up because the action, like toward the end, it was so fast paced, whatever. But during the match, whatever, she got injured by Nia Jax because Becky was trying to come on the steps, and then Nia pushed her or whatever. She landed bad on her. I don't know if it was on her ankle or her knee, and she got injured. I guess she was playing that she was injured or whatever. But still, the last two were Charlotte and Becky, which was fucking epic. Like I pretty much knew. I thought that it was going to be Charlotte that was going to win, but they gave it to Becky, and I'm glad they gave it to Becky because Becky right now is the hottest thing right now in the WWE. There's no denying it right now. She is the hottest thing right now. Now, the thing about it is, the question is, what's going to happen with Becky? Is she's going to pursue the SmackDown Championship, or she's going to go to Raw? And it's just right now, fuck. I really don't want her going to Raw because I think she's more needed on SmackDown more than anything. But my instincts is telling me that she's going to go to Raw to face Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's Championship. And I'm just like, I'm all for it, but at the same time, like, that's just not the show for Becky. It's just not, you know what I'm saying? But, hey, we'll have to see in the next upcoming months or whatever. Now, on the men's championship, I'm sorry, I'm not men's championship, but on the men's Royal Rumble, whatever, I'm sorry, I'm going back and forth or whatever. But on the men's, Seth Rollins, he won the men's Royal Rumble. But Yeah, he had to fight to win because one thing that Seth Rollins was, he was a target for Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley came out. I think it was either number 23 or 22 or one or two. He came out and immediately got eliminated by Seth Rollins. So this prompted Mr. Bobby Lashley, the almighty Bobby Lashley, to beat the shit out of Seth Rollins, and he basically did a spine buster to Seth Rollins on the announcer table, and Seth Rollins was knocked out for a little while throughout the, probably like for maybe about 10 minutes or so. But he came back, he eliminated Braun Strowman, and now he's going on to WrestleMania as well. Now, some of the side notes that I wanted to kind of talk about as far as the Royal Rumble went on. The one thing that I noticed both from the men and the women's Royal Rumble, a lot of them, both the men and the women, Naomi, it was some other chick from, I think she was from the Mae Young Classic, whatever. They was doing this thing called Kofiing. They was doing a lot of, monkey spots or whatever, and all of them that did monkey spots, they got eliminated right after. You know what I'm saying? It was it was entertaining to watch. Even Kofi, he did his monkey spots maybe twice or whatever, and he got eliminated. Titus O'Neil, we saw Hornswoggle. We seen, who else did we see? Y'all gonna have to kind of help me out or whatever. This is a lot to process or whatever. But, everybody knew, and I'm not trying to throw out race or whatever, but everybody knew that the black man was not going to win whatsoever. So, but whatever. It was still entertaining. I did enjoy the Royal Rumble. I did. It was, it was some things that, were, they shouldn't have did, but they did anyway. But still, I still enjoyed it. It was some things that, I'm not going to be petty, what I'm saying, because, first of all, it's too late for that, and all I'm going to say is I did enjoy the Royal Rumble. Now, am I going to watch it again? Probably not, because I really, I only need to see it once. Now, if I do see it again, I will see the men's Royal Rumble, because the men's Royal Rumble actually gave me life, and I will probably see the pre-show, because I did hear a lot of good things about the Cruiserweight Championship. Oh, one more thing. Samoa Joe was a complete savage. He did spots on there during the Royal Rumble where it was savage as fuck. Okay, and then too, let me go back to the purple dinosaur, that chick that I see in the crowd. She is funny as fuck. Now I do not know if she's in her 30s or in her 50s, but I mean, you could tell on her facial expressions that she was getting very moist. I do not know who was really getting her to that point, because when Jeff Jarrett came out there, she would smile like this. And then when she got eliminated, then she sat her ass down. And I was trying to figure out, like, who was the Dark Phoenix that was sitting next to her? I do not know who that was, though, but I'm just like, is that a man or is that a woman? I'm trying to figure out I don't know what the hell that was, though, but yeah, just go back and take a look at, what I was talking about, because, like, that pink dinosaur, I'm trying to see if that was Barney, or if that was, like, some chick from the Big Mama's house or whatever, that 1970s show that used to come on. Yeah, that's who she looked like. She looked like Big Mama with a little mixed with Tyler Perry, though, but, I digress. But overall, I would give the Royal Rumble, out of 10 stars, I will probably give it maybe a solid 7. And not being petty, I give it a solid 7. Alright. So, that's all I basically got to say about that. Oh, yeah, there's another thing, too. Graves, I heard that he was petty. I heard, he said some things on commentary. So, like I said, there were some things in the Royal Rumble that I didn't see that I got to go back and watch. So, yeah. So, that's basically... What about Nia Jax? Nia Jax, she got her shine on. That's the only thing I can tell you, Jan, that, Nia Jax did get her shine on, both in the men's Royal Rumble and in the women's Royal Rumble. But what type of plans they're going to have for her, I really can't tell you right now. It's just right now, Nia Jax is a wild card. But I think what's going to happen is she's going to go after the women's tag team championship. So that's why I think that's why, like, you know, Sasha. Oh, I forgot Sasha. Oh my goodness, I forgot about Sasha and Ronda Rousey. That was actually my second favorite match of the night as well, which Sasha and Ronda. There was some sloppy spots, but overall the match was very good. It was counter after counter. It was really physical. Sasha really did show her mean streak, but somehow, some way, Ronda did prevail. She did the, I think, what was the Roddy Buster, I believe, and she, you know, got her in a pinfall, got the 1, 2, 3, and there you go, there you have it. Will is coming on here, and because I guess he's, you know, he loves Brock Lesnar, and he's saying that Brock Lesnar is number one. Brock Lesnar is number one for almost 3 more months, and then, you know, he's going to go back to UFC where he belongs. So I'm not trying to throw shade at Mr. Brock Lesnar because I know that you love Brock Lesnar, Mr. Will. But at the same time, please don't come on my podcast and, like, you know, sit up here and try to throw Brock Lesnar in my face, and you thinking that this man is like the greatest thing that is walking on this earth, and you know that the Universal Championship is completely trash. Please don't do that. Don't. Where the fuck it is, the Piper's Pit, the Ronda Buster, I don't know what the fuck that damn move is, and I don't really care right now. But anyway, so what we're going to do is, we're going to have the fans come on here for fan reaction, and you guys tell me what you think about the Royal Rumble, alright? Alright, so, let's get a couple callers on here real quick, and if you don't know, you guys do is hit that little green button down below. If you don't see the green button, reset your phone, come back on here so I can get you on here, okay? All right. So right now we're gonna go here with our first caller. Hi, Kenny, how you doing? Please do not use my camera as your mirror, please. Thank you. You're beautiful.
Then you know how to get my shine on.
You know, we do. You know, yeah. All right.
Sure, do that.
All right.
Wow.
Excuse me. All right. So what did you think about the Royal Rumble, sir?
I agree with everything that you said about the Royal Rumble. I do give it like a little solid 7 out of 10. They really outdid themselves.
They really did.
Now, the Women's Royal Rumble match, I actually, with some of the new surprises that that came with the Women's Royal Rumble, I'm glad to see Candice LeRae, or Candice Wrestling, I like to say, Casey Catanzaro from the Mae Young Classic. A little fun fact: she is currently dating Ricochet right now.
That fine thing. Let me not try to get too moist on here. Wow, I didn't know that. No, but like, serious talk though, I didn't know that. Like, wow, that's something new.
Casey was really impressive in the Royal Rumble, the Women's Royal Rumble. I mean, there's a reason why she finished that obstacle course in American Ninja Warrior.
Really?
I mean, she was amazing.
That's what's up. So, so let me ask you this. Okay, so do you think that the Royal Rumble this year was better than this year?
That's a good question.
Yes.
I would say. I would say yeah. Oh, this is my friend Carly, aka Charlie.
Hi, Carly, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Let's ask Carly. Okay. So did she think? Okay, so sweetie, did you think that the Royal Rumble was trash this year versus last year?
Well, last year was special because it was the first Women's Royal Rumble, but
I agree.
This year it skyrocketed a little bit more because the Becky thing, I knew she's gonna be in the Royal Rumble, but I didn't know how she's gonna be in it. So that kind of skyrocketed it. But they had more surprises last year than they did this year. I mean, a lot of NXT, but I'm talking about like returns like Trish and Lita and stuff like that. I was looking for some of that, but it's fine. It's still good.
At least they got like, you know, a couple of NXT new fish in there. I mean, I was glad to see Rhea Ripley. Glad to see Io Shirai. Kairi Sane making a second appearance in the Royal Rumble, which I was excited about that. And of course, the people who did not know, Xia Li, who competed in the Mae Young Classic 2 times, and she's in NXT too. And I was excited to see her because she has a lot of potential. And of course, Candice LeRae. One little fact. One part on Candice ring attire, what she had on her right arm, something is from Tegan Knox's ring gear. From the Mae Young Classic, the one who blew out her knee. Yeah, she paid a little tribute to Tegan Knox. So, but yeah, I think like, you know, this year's Royal Rumble was better than last year's. But you know, last year's Women's Royal Rumble, it was special in a way because it was the very first one, of course.
Right.
But to see like, you know, Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, like, you know, in the Royal Rumble, they really outdid themselves.
Yeah, and you know, I was really hoping that Amber Moon would have been like probably like the last 4 or whatever, but I don't know, like it's just I don't know what they're doing with Amber Moon because like I said, I see so much. I keep coming on here and I keep talking about Amber Moon because Amber Moon is one of the best on the roster, and yet they are not utilizing her like to her full potential, and that's what like really pisses me off. Marcus asked, he said, I asked if y'all think if Rollins is so good, why would they let him take a nasty bump and let the and the rest just win it? I think it was crap. Seth Rollins. Jesus Christ.
Speaking of Seth, I did like his ring gear. I don't know who he's paying tribute to with his ring gear tonight. But
probably the White Ranger.
Wait, he did the White Ranger a few years ago at SummerSlam.
I'm sorry.
It had to be someone else.
I'm sorry. I'm like in between worlds or in between like years and shit. What did he wear again? Did he wear all white or did he wear? Oh, wait. I'm sorry. He was he had the Chicago Bear colors on, right?
I think so.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Carly said yes. It was.
Yeah,
Chicago Bears.
Exactly. Yes. Well, I mean, one thing that we can say, I mean, at least someone from Chicago actually came out as a winner.
True.
But whatever.
And you know what? I commend Mr. Finn Balor for putting Brock Lesnar to his limit. I really wholeheartedly thought that Finn was going to win against Brock. Seriously, I did not expect Brock to use the Kimura lock on Finn and make him tap out.
Here's the thing with the Finn shit. Finn Balor is being buried. It's like he's getting the Braun Strowman treatment. Like he'll push you all the way to the moon and then he'll drop you like a bad habit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would love. I mean, that would have been the shock of the year. You know, if Finn Balor would have won and reclaimed his Universal Championship. But the problem is, you know, Vince in the back do not care too much for Finn Balor. So that's why Finn Balor is going to be pushed so far and then come right back down or whatever, just like the stock market.
Exactly. Even we heard Vince himself say, like, you know, he doesn't believe in Finn, and he actually said himself he likes big beefy guys. Why he said that? Well, hey, you know how stubborn Vince is.
So Mitt asked, he said, Chris, who had the best attire, Johnny Takeover or Ricochet? Ricochet had.
Oh yeah, I love the Spider-Man tribute he did.
Yes, he came out there looking like Spider-Man, and I'm just like, yes. But
kudos.
Bro, I gotta
Major
go to this. Thank you so much for coming on, and tell your friend thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, definitely.
Bye.
See ya.
All right, see you later.
See ya.
All right, let's the next caller. Let's bring Keenan on real quick. Will said that I think he's talking about W.
What they do, bro?
Like I said before, I keep saying that some wrestlers from the WWE really need to go to AEW and just call it a day. But whatever. I'm doing fine. How you doing?
Not much, man. Watched the Royal Rumble. Got to see everything. Saw the pre-show. I got to see the Becky Charlotte match. I got to see the Becky and Charlotte last two in the Rumble. The thing was, I was really rooting for Charlotte to win the Royal Rumble. I was really rooting for her.
Why?
Because the main reason why I picked Charlotte is because if she won the Royal Rumble, then I knew for sure she was going to pick Ronda Rousey as her WrestleMania opponent. And that she wanted to go challenge Ronda Rousey for the championship. But because Becky Lynch won, she replaced Lana in the Rumble. Because I kind of knew Lana was not going to make it in the Rumble match. Because during the Shinsuke Nakamura Rusev match, she hurt her leg. She hurt herself, and I said, you know what? If she's part of the Rumble match, she's not going to be in it because of her ankle. So when Becky Lynch came out and she said, I want to be in it. I want to take her place. Give me Lana's spot. She went ahead. She went on. She won the Rumble, and I have to give Becky Lynch credit for doing that. Because if Becky Lynch had not have entered the Royal Rumble match, either Charlotte or Nia would have won. Like either one would have won.
Here's my take on First of all, I'm looking at Charlotte. Just because her name Flair does not mean she needs to be in the main event. I know they say that I have to keep it real. I'm tired of looking at Flair. I'm tired of her doing opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. She needs to stay aside for me. Now, as far as your point about Charlotte going to WrestleMania and facing Ronda, they can leave that for SummerSlam. Or however they're going to do that. They can leave that for SummerSlam. But right now, let's get the Becky and Ronda shit out of the way. Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. That yeah. The Becky and Ronda shit is still on the wall. So that's why they need to take this to WrestleMania and let Becky beat the shit out of Ronda so she can be the new champion.
I think that's the plan right there. Is they're gonna let Becky be the one to probably take the belt from Ronda because Sasha couldn't do it tonight. Obviously, so I'm guessing at WrestleMania it's going to be Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch for the Women's Championship, and I think this may be the time where Ronda drops the belt and Becky becomes the champion. And the thing is, it's like Ronda's still the champion, but Lynch is on SmackDown. Becky Lynch is on SmackDown. Ronda's on Raw. So I'm guessing,
and that's going to be the twist.
Right.
Because more than likely, Becky's going to go over to Raw.
Most likely.
Hopefully that doesn't happen, but that's what it looks like it's going.
It most likely looks like that could end up happening. Like Becky could end up going over to Raw. You know, so probably after WrestleMania, Becky Lynch could be off SmackDown and over on Monday nights. Because if Ronda drops the title at WrestleMania, then 100% sure she's no longer going to be the champion, but Becky's going to be on Raw, and she's going to be the champion. So my thing with this is WrestleMania, Ronda versus Becky, man, I hope the match is good because we'll just see how it plays out, see how this all works out between these two. Because Becky, I didn't expect her to win the Rumble because honestly, I'm just gonna tell you like it is. I did not expect her to even enter the Royal Rumble because she had a match with Asuka for the SmackDown title. I did not expect that. But when Lana got
who would expect that Nia Jax was going to be in the men's Royal Rumble?
Exactly. Well, yeah, that's another surprise right there because she done became the fourth woman to actually enter a men's Royal Rumble. And then you got Mustafa Ali and everybody looking at her like, Nia, what are you doing? This is the guys' Rumble match. What are you doing here? And like, okay, we knew R-Truth was coming out at number 30. Like, we all knew that. But when Nia came out, I said, what is she doing? Like, what is Nia doing? Like, she just...
I mean, what Nia needs to understand is just because you build like a man does not mean that you can take a punch like a man. More so than up.
Whatever. Because a lot of the dudes, they were kind of, I don't know if they were hesitant or just looked at her like she was just real crazy. Like, even when Randy Orton was getting ready to hit the first RKO on her, and then Nia just looked at him, and Orton was looking like, nah, I ain't gonna do it. But then, like, she eliminated Mustafa Ali, and then she gets super kicked by Ziggler because she was just getting ready to eliminate Rey Mysterio. She was about to eliminate Rey Mysterio, but then Ziggler hit her with a super kick, and then Orton hits the RKO, and then she ends up getting eliminated. I'm like, Nia Jax, man, she done became the fourth woman to be involved in a men's Rumble match. Like, first it was...
And it was great. It was great. I had no problem with it. It was new. It was something that was not expected. All right, Ken, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah. Oh, but hey, hold up. One second. My brother, he wants to say what up.
All right, what up, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
All right, not much, bro. Not much, bro.
Did you want to give a few words about the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, match of the night. What should have been match of the night was it should have been Bryan versus Styles, which should have been the match of the night. But it turned out to be not what we suspected. So, so where do you see the Daniel Bryan situation going now? Because now that Rollins won the Royal Rumble, now do we think that do we think Daniel Bryan is wide open for a shot at for the WWE Championship? And if he is wide open for the shot at the WWE Championship, do we think he's going to lose it at WrestleMania? Because I believe he will lose the belt at WrestleMania. Because if it is Rollins and Lesnar at WrestleMania 35, then you know Daniel Bryan is wide open for the WWE Championship. So, and it also leads up to Asuka too, because Asuka is the women's champion. So now the question is this: what, you know? So either way, Daniel Bryan and Asuka could be wide open for the championships at WrestleMania. So who do we think that has an opportunity to take the title from Asuka and from Bryan at WrestleMania this year? Your question on that
one. That's a good question. Well, honestly, I can't really give you my analysis right now because, as you can see, we have the Elimination Chamber, then we have Fastlane. So we would have to really figure out who's going to be the next one to get put. So Ruby Riott, yes, that's a good choice. But right now, I can't really tell you right now. But hit me up probably like about a month or so. Now I can tell you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see. Yeah. All right. Well, who knows? But I ain't know. Well, I just posted it on my Facebook page. I ain't know. I just said the WrestleMania 35 preview: Ronda versus Becky, and I think that's what's getting ready to happen: Ronda versus Becky at WrestleMania. Because remember, like I said, Becky's got some unfinished business with Ronda. So yeah, Becky's got some unfinished business with Ronda, but Seth Rollins. Oh wow, Seth Rollins gets this crack at Lesnar. So if that is the case tomorrow night, if it's official, Lesnar versus Rollins at WrestleMania, I think it will become official tomorrow night. And that would say us why. Not now we know why, right?
Exactly. All right, brother. Well, thank you so much for coming on. We'll talk to you guys later.
Hey, we'll both be back on. Who knows? Let's say if Kenya puts me back on, or he'll be talking to you yourself later.
Okay. All right, man. See you later. Good night, fellas. All right, let's go on to this caller. Let's bring on Mr.
I thought I saw Reese on here. Reese, can you send me a request, please, when you get a chance? I'm bringing go real quick.
Yo.
Hey, Will, what's up?
Alright. I give Finn Balor credit. He exposed my man the way he is. Do you think if Seth Rollins is going to do the same thing with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania to take the championship?
Okay. Because you are a Brock Lesnar fan, I'm going to kind of soften the blow for you real quick. Brock Lesnar is losing at WrestleMania. Okay?
I know that.
He's losing at WrestleMania. So you can send all the pictures and all of the GIS shit that you was doing earlier, but your boy is losing at WrestleMania. Now, it's not going to be easy.
But how would he lose? How would he lose? That's the question, though.
So
how?
I mean, if he do lose, it will be clean. Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to give Seth the keys to be the new face of the company. So, and then Brock Lesnar is getting ready for a fight this year. So if like I said, Seth does win, it'll be clean. Now, I don't think it'll be dirty. I don't think it was like somebody come out and interfere. But I'm really thinking that Seth is going to win, but it is not going to be easy. It's not. Because what you've seen tonight with Finn Balor is probably going to be the same way with Seth Rollins. So they're going to, they're going to make
I'm not going to lie.
Very, very strong. So
I'm not going to lie. When he exposed my man, I was kind of nervous a little bit. I was kind of nervous. He hit him through the table, and he fucked his rib up. I was kind of nervous about that shit.
No, I mean because like if you really like looked at like a couple years ago with the Royal Rumble, Brock Lesnar had 3 broken ribs. And guess what? The same person that won tonight was the person that did that shit to Brock Lesnar. So I mean, Brock Lesnar is a beast for a reason. It's a reason why he's the Universal Champion. But that streak is going to come to an end. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not. I play with you when I'm throwing shade about Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is a beast incarnate for a reason. But the thing about it is, I have an issue with him being a part-time champion and like showing up, like every once in a blue moon or whatever. And that's what I say. It's not hurting his image, but at the same time, it's like kind of making the fans like opinion about him a little sore or whatever. So, but yeah, I mean, it was a good showing tonight. I mean, it was a damn good match. That was like probably my 3rd best match of the night.
So if it was the demon Finn Balor, would it be something different? Be honest.
Honestly, Bill, I would say yes. Because honestly, I'm not going to even bullshit you. I think the man, Seth Rollins, not Seth Rollins, but Finn Balor, I think he's a pussy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he smiles too much. I tell you, come on now. You think smiling is actually going to like get you over? It's gonna give you more power against Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar will beat you like that with the snap of his fingers. If he was like the demon, I think he would have had more of a chance.
One more question.
Mm-hmm.
Why he not pushing no black African Americans? Because since he said he like beefy guys, you got Apollo Cruz. He's everything in one. You got
Yeah.
Apollo Cruz. Come on, man. Apollo Cruz, he's
Okay.
athletic. He got speed. Come on, man. I'm getting like.
I really wish you wouldn't have asked me that because, when we talk about African Americans on podcasts and in some of these groups, people think that I'm being racist, and I call it the way it is. So to answer your question, why they're not pushing African Americans, well, I mean, because they look at African Americans as circus monkeys. Do I
Yeah.
agree with it? No, but at the same time, like you have the the African Americans like Kofi Kingston, like Shelton Benjamin, like Apollo Crews, they are there to smile and to get a check. That's it. So
And
my thing is like I agree with you. I would want them to get pushed. Bobby Lashley was brought into the WWE to
that
go
that
after Brock
elimination,
Lesnar.
that elimination was
Huh?
bullshit because all that hype behind him, and he got eliminated less than 2 seconds. Come on, man. That's BS. And it's Seth Rollins. He's not even that strong.
And bro, that's my exact point. Like, you push him to the moon, you push him so far, but you won't give him that brass ring. And then fans like me and you, we question the WWE's motives because you do shit like this.
Yep.
Bobby Lashley is like supposed to be dominating. He, got this new attitude. He got a lot of momentum. But then at the same time, this man get eliminated in less than 3 seconds.
So my next question, my favorite NXT, Aleister Black.
Mm-hmm.
Push him, yes or no?
Yeah.
Where
I
to?
look at the
SmackDown or
matter
Raw?
now I would say on SmackDown and Raw, you know what? Aleister Black is like one of the ones where he should not even go nowhere near the main roster. Because if he goes to the main roster, this man will be watered down. Straight up, he will be watered down. Because I seen some of what was his name? Tyler Breeze. As you can see,
Yeah.
Tyler Breeze, when he went to the man, if you did a comparison between him, like being in NXT versus him being on the main roster, you can tell a major difference that this man has been really watered down completely. And I think that I see the same thing about Aleister Black. Like if he goes to the main roster, we will not see the same version that we're seeing in NXT.
One more question, I'm done. Braun
Okay.
Strowman is the next big show, yes or no?
You said who?
Braun Strowman is the next big show, yes or no?
Oh shit. Can I plead the fifth on that one?
No, you gotta be honest.
Oh, okay. No. I'm gonna answer your question. So Will ask is Braun Strowman the next big show? Yes, he is the next big show. The thing about it is, I think he's more powerful than the big show, but they're not going to utilize him correctly. As
That's
much
why
as
I
I
say he's the
want,
next big show.
yeah, exactly, and that's what I'm saying. He's gonna have more heel turns than or no more face slash heel turns than the Big Show. I bet you. I bet you by the time this year is over, that he'll probably have at least about maybe nine turns probably. So yeah. I,
So
I
I
tried to
was
plead the fifth, but I really wanted to answer that question because Braun
so
Strowman. I was telling my friend this the other day in my wrestling group. I am tired of Braun Strowman. I'm not tired. Okay, let me correct this. Okay, I'm not tired of Braun Strowman. I think I'm just tired of how Braun Strowman is booked. I think that's what that
right.
is. Because Braun Strowman is one. I mean, he is very talented. Talented on the mic, talented in the ring. One of the big, powerful men in this era. But at the same time, this man is not going to get the Universal Championship. No matter how many times he goes against Brock Lesnar, or like being the number one contender, they're still not going to push him, and I don't know why.
So what's up at the end with Daniel Bryan with one of the uh Bludgeon Brothers? Like, what's up with that in the end? I didn't understand that.
I don't know. I really don't know. Like I was asking myself that question today when I was like looking at that shit because like I think because his tag team partner is out for probably a long period of time. I guess they're getting Eric something to do. I guess I don't know, but this might be a continuation from when he was with the when Daniel Bryan was with the Wyatt family for that 5 minutes or whatever. So
Man,
and that's what we call them too. This might be the beer gang of attitudes or whatever, or the beers with attitude. I don't know, bro. I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, it's going to be very interesting to see like where this storyline is going to go. But I can tell you this: Daniel Bryan is not going to hold that championship until like probably until like WrestleMania. But the question is against who? And I think it might be um
Aleister Black.
Mustafa
Second.
Ali. I think that would be the next number one contender.
Out of all people,
Why not?
out of the whole, ah, cause
I
I
mean,
just
because
want
like
Kofi Kingston.
I'm trying to figure out. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to figure out who is the next most worthy opponent for Daniel Bryan. And I've seen this on this article that the chemistry between Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles is a little bit off. Now, don't get me wrong; they have had some quality classic matches, but as you can see in the crowd reaction today, it just was not. It wasn't
It
there.
was
It was like
dead.
something was off. So I mean, that's just my take on it.
Shit, shit. Why not? You might as well put Kofi Kingston in there. It'd be a triple threat.
No, because Kofi
Why?
Kingston is because I'm gonna say this because I'm gonna have to go to the next call,
He
but I'll
earned
make
he
sure
earned
this
his
conversation.
stripes.
I
He earned his
totally get
stripes
it.
though.
I totally get it. I totally
When
agree with
wrestling
you.
wasn't
But see, the
nothing,
thing about I get it, but see, here's the thing about Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston is 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 content on being a tag team specialist. He do not want to be WWE champion. If he wanted to be WWE champion, he would have been WWE champion a long time ago. But see, the thing about it is, you got to
yeah,
think too that there's that thing called politics in the back that is not lobbying for a black man to be WWE champion. So that's why you are not going to have a WWE champion or a WWE Universal champion. So that whole shit with about Bobby Lashley going against Brock Lesnar was nothing more than smoke and mirrors. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
yeah. Well,
So what
just
else I
know for
got
right
going
now.
on? We will continue this conversation on Straight Talk. As a matter of fact, shout out to Cruz and Will. They are in Straight Talk Wrestling. Check out that group. That group is really, really fucking awesome. And I will talk to you later, Mr. Will.
All right, deuces.
All right, man. See you later. All right, let's go on to the next caller. I think okay. Reese said he wanted to come on and say a few words, so let's bring him on real quick. And if you guys, like I said, if you guys want to like come on or whatever, I am taking calls right now. I'm taking about probably 1 or 2 calls. I'm got shit to do, and there's a fucking blizzard outside, so I really don't. I'm not going nowhere. I'm a black man that's just trying to get his fat together while he's in hibernation mode. But anyway, Reese, what's going on? How you doing?
What's good, Chris? How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. All right. So, what did you want to talk about?
Ooh, Royal Rumble. And I said I was going to hit you with something that nobody ain't going to see coming.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to just get it off the bat.
What's up?
Namely, the WWE title.
Okay.
It's like, who's going to look like Daniel Bryan's most likely opponent? I'm going to throw a curveball and say it's going to be Seth Rollins. Because I'm going to tell you why. Unfortunately, we already did Styles and Daniel Bryan way too often.
Okay.
Who else, face-wise, who do you have after AJ Styles that you could possibly put? All right, you mentioned Mustafa Ali, and I was like, although Ali does have a pinfall victory over him, if they did, that would be way too soon for that. And if they did anything, they would probably give him the Chamber of Fastlane. Depending on like which one they have Daniel actually defend against. Second reason I actually see his curve with Rollins is because I think Strowman gets the top. Because I think they jump him over. Because somehow they're working Styles over to Raw after this next shakeup.
Yeah.
One way or the other.
Wow. Seth Rollins. Okay, so there might be some type of truth behind what Reese is saying, because they do want big names on SmackDown. Now, remind you, this fall, the fall of 2019, SmackDown is going to Fox, so they want to put on all the big names on SmackDown. Seth Rollins was in that conversation about being on SmackDown, so I have to probably agree with Reese. There is a slim chance. There is a possibility. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to probably happen, but in this is just conversation. I'm not saying that this is actually going to happen, but it might be leading into that direction that Seth Rollins might jump over to SmackDown. There's a possibility that might happen, but I don't know. I don't know. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, but you know what? Because like I said, because honestly, who do they have over on SmackDown that's going to challenge? Because like I said, you already played out Styles too often. You don't have another main event level face outside of him. I was like, it would be a perfect jump. Hell, half of y'all are already done talked about jumping Becky over to Raw to take on Ronda Rousey. Why not do the same with the men's side?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So let me ask you this. So you think that they're going to do a switcheroo? Becky's going to go to Raw, and then Seth is going to go to SmackDown.
I would pull that trigger, because, and I'll tell you why. And also, you still get to save Braun for Brock if you still wanted to have that match, since you didn't have it tonight.
I mean, but like in reality though, but like who in the fuck want to see like Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar like the 10,000th time? Like, I mean, like seriously. And every time that we see these matches, or whether between the two, it's not that good, and it only lasts for 6 minutes. That's longer than the actual sex life of some people. But whatever, I digress. But I really do not want to see Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar again in a match, let alone at WrestleMania. Like, no. No. But I mean, there is a possibility that Nicholas might come back. Little
Lord.
Nicholas.
I was trying to forget. You know what? I almost thought that was as forgettable as and by the way, not to knock Shane O'Mac, but I was like, I thought the Bar couldn't have a worse loss to the Bar couldn't have a worse loss than Nicholas, but at last year's WrestleMania. But tonight may have been just as bad because. And by the way, if Miz would have pinned Cesaro, I'd have been okay with that. But Shane McMahon, yeah. And by the way, this is not to knock Shane because Shane can go in the ring. I've been a frequent person saying that if he was not a McMahon, this dude would probably have been a champion.
And because I totally agree. But see, the thing is, Shane is pushing 50.
And there was also my other point, though. Yeah. Because at some point I was like, yeah, y'all mean to tell me y'all got nobody that you're not using on this roster that you couldn't have paired up with the Miz or something?
And see, the thing is, Miz is a fucking face. I mean, like, dude is a fucking face. And yet this man, oh my God, this is why I hate the creative team because they are retarded. Oh my God. So you telling me that you want to put Miz in some stupid ass, like, tag team name, talk about the best tag team in the world, dude. That got Vince fingerprints all over that shit. And like Shane do not need to be a tag team champion. Miz need to go after the WWE Championship like we were talking about last year. I do not know where in the fuck this shit came from because this would have been a perfect opportunity for Miz to go after Daniel Bryan and sell the feud. I do not know where in the fuck this shit is coming from.
You know what? I gotta say this, that I would have hesitation with Miz for one small reason.
What's that?
Remember the last time what happened when WWE tried to make Miz a face? Yeah, it fell flat. And it was like, if it didn't work the first time, are you going to trust this WWE to do it a second time?
Absolutely not. Yeah. Absolutely not. But the thing about it is, like, I'm trying to figure out like different possibilities that, who could be a strong face to go against Daniel Bryan, especially when he got like Rollins now in his corner now. And Reese, I'm like you, I am trying to rack my fucking brain and try to figure out who could go after Daniel Bryan. And there's really no one on SmackDown that can, except for, like I said, Mustafa Ali. He could probably go after him, but I don't think it is his time right now. Or we could talk about, Andrade. I mean, he could probably go after him, but I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I'm so over. Jeff Hardy, no. Hell no. Jeff, no. I mean, do you agree?
I was about to say, like, if Jeff was a little healthier, I could possibly see him right now, but I was like, dude's done racked up too many injuries.
And what the hell Jeff was wearing tonight? I mean, what the hell he was coming out looking like? He was coming out looking like a shrimp?
Hey, when it comes to Jeff, I've given up trying to figure him out a long time ago because, hey, Jeff's just Jeff. That's just all I can say.
And then Dewan said, "Why not? Why not? I mean, did you not?" Jeff, no, do not need to be going after Daniel Bryan. I mean, if this was maybe 5 years ago, then I would probably say yes. But right now, like, Jeff is almost on his way out. I mean, he really does not need to go after the WWE Championship. What he needs to do is he needs to retire. Take that Swanton Bomb back to South Carolina and start him a family. That's what he needs to do. That's just how I feel. That's just my opinion, but I don't think Jeff Hardy is.
I also gotta think it's speaking of people who are in trouble. Yeah, like I said, the whole SmackDown side's really got issues because you don't got nobody for you don't have anybody for Asuka right now either. Well, depending on if she remains this women's champion going into WrestleMania.
Hell, I mean, since we on the, you know what, bro? Since we on the subject of the women's division, I'm trying to figure out how the fuck this women's division is going to work. I mean, there's not a lot of women that can make a women's, tag team division. I mean, because you're gonna need at least a couple of teams. So what you gonna do? You gonna like put up this you gonna draw up this board or whatever and say, well, all these random motherfuckers like, okay, well, let's put this person with that person and this person with this person, and they have never been a tag team ever in life. Some tag teams can work, some cannot.
Yeah.
So that's
why. Because not everybody's going to be like a Rock and Soccer to bar.
Right. And Darnell said, or Clinton, quote unquote, he said Naomi versus Asuka at Mania. I'm sorry, but I am so over Naomi right now. I'm just.
Yeah, I'm about to say, and then because I'm going to give you another reason. Yet again, she's getting owned by Mandy Rose. Should that not tell you something?
Oh my God. That's why I'm like, bro, how can I say this without being disrespectful? This whole, this is, look, this is not the Attitude Era. If you want to have Naomi play the Jerry Springer black chick that's having a white woman go after her man, then you need to beat the shit out the damn white woman. You can't just push her on the bed and then say, oh yeah, this'll do fine. No. If someone is going after my man, beating the shit out of that person, that is the thing. And it's just right now, like Mandy Rose, really? Of all bitches, really? But that's how I feel.
Yeah, and like I said, she's really getting the better of this feud. So I'm like,
she is.
Yeah. Now I gotta, of course, give my sits on the Nia thing. And I gotta admit, I'm a little shocked about something.
What's that?
I was expecting a lot of women to be complaining about this whole spot. The complaints, I only seen two,
or whatever.
But it's been some men.
Bro, she was in a men's Royal Rumble. First of all, why were you there?
One.
You know what I'm saying? And she got okay. I'm gonna go into the next call in a minute, but me and Reese, we need to talk about this shit. Okay, so
let's go.
So here's the thing. The WWE really needs to get off of this Me Too movement bullshit. I mean, it needs to really stop. If you're going to have a woman attack a man, then you should give the man the go ahead to attack the woman, especially if the woman goes in the men's environment. It's no holds bar. Like how Nia did R-Truth. Oh, that's an automatic ass whooping. If that happened in real life, no, bitch, I'm whooping your ass because you put your hands on me. The WWE want to talk about
eliminating Mustafa Ali.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. And I'm just like saying, like, you put your hands on me, you doing body harm to me, so that means I just stand there like this. Why are you here? I don't understand, Nia. Why are you here? And this bitch is just as big as me. And you think that this bitch is gonna touch me? Are you serious? And there ain't gonna be no damn repercussions? No, you gonna get a damn super kick, then you gonna get a boot, and then you're gonna get an RKO. Hello. That's how
and I would ask this. Then what's the difference here? And by the way, and I'm usually I don't condone violence towards women, but I was like, okay, what was the difference between Nia. Then when China was in the Royal Rumble, when Beth Phoenix was in the Royal Rumble, when Karma was in the Royal Rumble. Now, granted, I know that, well, besides the fact that, Nia got into that Rumble by whipping R-Truth's ass, but I was like, what was the difference between men putting their hands on any of those three that I just named, and then
now
everybody doing what they did tonight?
Now, Anton made a very interesting point. Now, I don't know if you agree with this, though, but I'm going to just read what he said. He said that they wouldn't have did the same thing if it was a smaller female. Do you agree with that? Because he might have a point. Because if this was like Alexa Bliss, I don't think they would probably did that.
Nah, I don't think they would have either, but it was like, then again, it was like usually, but then again, we can't really say because like they've never had a small woman in the Royal Rumble. So, yeah, because because all four of those women are like big, like power, like their usual powerhouses of the division.
Courtney's saying that they would have did the same thing if she was a small woman. And see, the thing about it is WWE is they're very cautious when it comes to men putting their hands on women. And see, the thing is, this is supposed to be sports entertainment. So that and then I think the WWE, they put out the wrong image when you have a woman put their hands on a man. You know what I'm saying? Without no retaliation or whatever. And like some of that shit just cannot fly. When China was the Intercontinental Champion and she fought, Jeff Jarrett and Chris Jericho, whatever, I didn't have no problem with that because she was in a man's world, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying? And it did, like she made history. She was the first ever Intercontinental Champion. And I had no problems with that. But the problem is we live in a snowflake environment, in a snowflake era where everybody and their mama is so they get so easily offended after every little thing. And I bet you them fanboys right now is on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook and said, they should have never did that. That's bogus. You should put your hands on a woman.
Yeah.
But a woman is actually going in a men's Royal Rumble and thinking that she gonna actually win that shit.
Yeah, but then again, like what everybody else is mentioning throughout the comments as I'm reading them, yeah, but when like wrestlers put their hands on the smaller women, yeah, those were usually like either Raw or one of the smaller pay-per-views. That wasn't in the Royal Rumble, where you have like multiple men in the ring at the same time. This was just that one man and that one woman. Well, maybe two if it was the Dudleys, but yeah. But anyway,
I like that reference. And by the way, it was really bogus what the Dudleys did to Mae Young. Power bomb her into like on the table. That was totally bogus, but whatever. So what? Okay, so while we're on the subject, did you feel that this Royal Rumble was a little bit weak versus last year?
That as far as the men's, yes. Because actually, and I was keeping track of the list real quick, and there were some things that stood out to me. First of all, where were the Usos again? Where was Velveteen Dream? Where was... All right, although I did like the fact that Bruiserweight and Aleister Black was up in here, so I did like... And Johnny Wrestling, I did like that part. But like I said, there were some noted names missing.
Yeah, where was Velveteen Dream?
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine. I was like, dude, especially after like that little hidden clip that went down after TakeOver last night, I was like, especially since Dream wasn't even booked to be on Takeover, that would have made perfect sense to put him in the Rumble.
Well, see, the thing is, I think Velveteen Dream is getting ready for halftime NXT Rumble next Sunday. Yeah, so
which I'll definitely be watching it.
Right, and I'm thinking if I'm looking at the storyline correctly, Velveteen Dream more than likely is going to win that Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah, with the Worlds Collide thing going on next year.
He'll probably go ahead and win that one and get and fight Ciampa or whatever for at their WrestleMania takeover. So so one more thing I'm gonna ask you before we go. What did you think about the because I think one of the callers that came on here, he was talking about this, that about Black African Americans are not being pushed. Like, Bobby Lashley might be the IC champion, but it's like he was thrown out in less than 3 minutes, three seconds, like literally. Tyrus O'Neil is being treated like a circus monkey. Let me see. Kofi Kingston, all he basically does is monkey spots. Titus O'Neil, Apollo Crews. The list goes on and on and on. So my question to you is, do you think that they're going to actually have or pull the trigger on having a Black major title WWE champion or Universal champion?
I want to say yes, but the thing is, there's like too many factors, and one of the biggest ones is who actually wants to be a champion. Because, and I always think back to this article, to like that interview you played like a long time ago with when what's my dude from the Post? Yeah, Mark Lamont Hill was interviewing Mark Henry and Coco Beware, and he tried to ask him about this.
I remember that shit.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, I think a lot of Black wrestlers do not want that schedule of the world's champion, because they see what it do to like guys like, hey, we've seen it. We've seen what it did to Shawn. We've seen what it's done to Cena, what it's done to Austin, what it's done to Rock. Hell, damn near anybody who's been a WWE champion, with the exception of Triple H, they've damn near ended in divorce, or they've had some wind up happening to them, and it's just like, it's hell for them.
But the thing is, in my eyes, the Black market is like, hasn't been touched since Rock. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is they're not tapping into that market. They're concentrated on other markets instead of like looking at their core market. You got the Caucasians, you got the African Americans, you got the Native, you got the the major markets or whatever. And see, the thing is, I think the reason why they don't want an African American, because they think that the Black, having a Black face champion is making it look bad on their product, because this shit been going on for years. I
want to get that Anton real quick, since he's asking me about this.
Okay.
When I said that Black wrestlers didn't want that schedule, yeah, because you think when you're the WWE champion, or heck, or even the Universal champion, take either major championship, you're flying up double places more times than not, because you could be going to today's show, and then you got to fly over to wherever the hell Raw's going to be in that night. So you could probably be going from the pay-per-view up to New York, and then say if the pay-per-view's like in you're going from Detroit to New York, and then you're probably going to Chicago for Raw or somewhere close to the Michigan area. You got to constantly do that as long as you've got that belt. And I know like a lot of black wrestlers have openly stated, like in shoot interviews, that they did not want the belt. And I was shocked. And matter of fact, I've heard a lot of white wrestlers say it as well. And it was like, it was mind blowing to me when I hear it. But at the same time, I kind of get their point, because when you're the champ, you're away from your family, especially if you have a family. That you are traveling hardcore, even more than like single wrestlers do.
So Courtney said, wow. So Courtney said, Anton is saying that, in other words, that blacks are not up for the challenge. Do you agree with that? Because it seems like this is where this is going. Like, you know, some African Americans are just not up for the challenge. And like with Stone Cold Steve Austin, and it's always like it always stands out to what he said, you know, back in, you know, during the Attitude Era. Like, if you are not here to be the number one guy, the number one girl, or number one woman in the company, then why in the fuck are you here? You know, Kofi Kingston, to me, should have been WWE champion back in 2010, 2009. But the thing about it is, if this is the case that some African Americans do not want to be WWE champion because of the schedule, then that means that they're not up for the challenge, and that means that that's just telling me that you're there to smile and just to get a check. And if that is the case, then you lost respect for me. But I think all of that is bullshit, because I think majority of them are up for the challenge. I think this is more so a booking issue more than anything. And because if that's the case, they would have never gave Booker T the world championship. They would have never gave Mark Henry the championship. Mm-hmm. And if you want to give, if you felt that way, then why in the fuck you did not give Mark Henry the WWE championship that year when he was going against John Cena? I think, like I said, I think this is more so a booking issue where the stockbrokers or whatever you want to call them that's in power,
they say everybody in the back
like face on their company.
Yeah, but then again, let's throw another coin at this. Do you think society actually won? Well, I know, like, we obviously want it. Do you think society outside of the black race either wants a black WWE champion?
In a Trump era, no. I think more than anything, and I'm gonna be real with you, I think they would be more intimidated if they had like a WWE champion that was black, or a WWE champion that was, a Universal champion that was black. I think the backlash would be bad. I mean, because the same thing could have been said about, you know, the same thing about Barack Obama. Whoever thought that Barack Obama was going to be the first black African-American president. I think the same thing applies about the, you know, having a black face being the WWE champion or Universal champion. So, yeah.
And I also got to put this on the TV people as well, because you want to know why? Because a lot of people don't think it, but like whoever Vince's quote-unquote TV people are,
mm-hmm.
they've often been Vince's biggest yes men. Karen Dunn, not to think of anybody in specific, but yeah. What do you think she's saying? You take her one look at him, and it's like, because TV people often have this mentality. He's like, okay, take a look at him. It's like, good athlete. Yeah, I don't want to put the belt on him. But it's like, then you get a quote-unquote John Cena type that comes along, and he's like, oh, he appeals to everybody. Yeah, let's put the belt on him. That's kind of another thing that I think that often hinders, like, why often hinders black people from becoming like a WWE champion or the world heavyweight champion.
And you know what? A lot of people don't talk about this, but you remember Bobby Lashley was supposed to that one year. We was playing this. No, we never played this in a WCC. I think it was in 2007 or 2006. It was one or two. Bobby Lashley was actually supposed to win the Royal Rumble. He never did because John Cena came back. That was totally unexpected when he had injured his, I think his neck or whatever from that Batista bomb at SummerSlam. So Bobby Lashley was supposed to win the Royal Rumble and was supposed to go to WrestleMania and supposed to defeat the WWE champion. That didn't happen because of John Cena interference with that. And Shane McMahon actually lobbied Bobby Lashley to be WWE champion, but that didn't happen. And that kind of led to him leaving the company because of that bullshit. That was one of the issues of why Bobby Lashley left. Now, not a lot of people know about that story, but it always stands out in my mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that whole thing about black folks don't want to be WWE champion because they don't want that schedule. No, I think it's the reason why is because backstage politics don't want a black WWE champion.
Yeah, well, there are some, like I said, Lashley would have been one that I thought that would have, because you look at what he has. He has military background. He has, plus he has a powerful look. He's somebody that can appeal to people. And, you know, I would say this. If I took a look at black wrestlers right now, I would have said that he would have probably been the first one since Junkyard Dog back in the day. I felt that could have really been somebody you could use to, like, what's the word I'm trying to like, bring people together. Because if you remember, anybody remember JYD remembers this. When JYD hit, he was actually at times more popular than Hogan was. He had black kids, white kids, and they all used to like come in the ring after the matches, which they rarely do now. But it's like JYD had that mass appeal, but yet for some reason he didn't get the belt. And it was like, and then unfortunately I never did get to hear anybody telling stories as to why they never thought about putting the belt on him. But so I can't guarantee. But as far as like other people, I have heard stories about them, and they've like literally admitted like that they did not want the belt.
And the crazy thing is, I'm glad you mentioned that because Junkyard Dog actually had a cartoon right along with Hulk Hogan. So that's why I'm saying, like, this is bullshit that we're talking about when we like, you know what I'm saying, question like why we don't have a WWE champion or a black WWE champion. And I think what we need to do as a society is stop making excuses and come correct. That the reason why we don't have a WWE champion is because society fears African American athletes. Plain and simple. And until we get past that shit, we are not going to have a WWE black champion. So
not all of that. Plus, do you have a character? Plus, is there also a character that people are going to want to embrace too? Because as much as I've been pro Velveteen Dream, are people going to accept him? Because Lord knows he's got the talent, he got the mic skills. I'm trying to think what, if anything, is a flaw about him. Because I would say this because I think he's from the stories that I've heard he's one of the most presentable dudes outside of the ring. He like stays out of trouble, don't do nothing that like gets you in legal trouble and whatnot. What flaw does he have?
I mean, Reese, we gonna be here all night and talk about this shit, but We'll talk about we'll talk about this subject a little bit later though. But I gotta go on to the next call. But this was been
all right, brother.
Yeah, this has been an awesome discussion. We'll pick this up on another day. But yeah, let me get going. I'll talk to you later. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Russ.
Yep, no problem. See you later. All right. Let me get one more caller. All the people that I didn't get, we'll do a part 2 tomorrow. Probably like sometime in the afternoon because I want to make sure I get everybody. But yeah, because right now it's going on 2:00, and I think it's almost 3:00 on the East Coast, or whatever. So I'm gonna just kind of wrap this up a little bit. So, I'm gonna get Matt on here, and then we will finish up possibly tomorrow. So, we'll just get Matt's thoughts. Like I said, we'll do this tomorrow before Raw, if you guys are up to it. And Deshaun, we'll talk. As a matter of fact, if you're not friends with me, shoot me a friend request or whatever. We'll continue to talk about that because I think there's something that there's some things that we really need to talk about with that subject because we'll be here all night, and I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bit tired, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't mind continuing this conversation, but yeah, I know people got to go to sleep, so that's why I'm like trying to wrap this up a little bit. We can continue tomorrow if you guys want to. So right now we're just waiting for Matt to come on, and then if I don't get Matt, then I'll get Tori or whatever. He'll be my last caller. Okay. But yeah. Awesome discussion, everybody. Awesome discussion. Okay, so I might get Matt, so I think Matt is unavailable. So what we'll do is we'll get Tori on right now. So Tori will be my last caller, and then we'll pick this up tomorrow.
Caller, huh?
Hey, how you doing?
I heard you call me the last caller, so
I don't know.
I appreciate that.
Where Matt is. Matt probably went to sleep. I'm not too sure, but I do see him on here. But
He probably did. It's been a long night. The Royal Rumble's been kind of like a long ass pay-per-view. SmackDown's gonna have a very, very bad tag team division now.
It was because the pay-per-view started at 5:00, and it lasted at like 11:00. Dude, that shit is too long. That's too long.
That shit had me going to sleep.
I was done with everything. It was 11:00.
It really had me going to sleep, man. I was like, what really got me was that SmackDown tag team title match.
Now,
and I'm trying to figure out what the hell are they going to do with the tag team division on SmackDown with The Miz and Shane McMahon being the champion.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I had that confused with the Raw tag team titles. So, all right. So here is the problem with that whole Shane McMahon and Miz. I totally do not understand that. That is a very odd tag team. I mean, it's cool that they're tag team champions, but at the same time, like it really serves no purpose. The only thing that I can really say is that I just see Miz turning on Shane or Shane turning on Miz at one point. Now, because I heard at one point that they were actually setting up Shane to be a heel, but they backed off. I don't know why. So.
It just makes no damn sense. I mean, you got all those great tag team on SmackDown. You got Anderson and Gallows, former member of the Bullet Club. You got the Usos. You got the New Day.
Mm-hmm.
You got Sanity. Why are those tag teams not champions?
Hold on. Wait. Pause. Let's go back to New Day. Okay. Matter of fact, let me make this clear to everyone. New Day needs to break the fuck up. They've been around too long. This is what happens when you oversaturate your tag teams. you know, when you have too many of them that have been tag team champions, now you got to start over again. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just basically recycling. You know, Sanity. I'm trying to figure out why the fuck they're not being utilized. They've been like, they probably been on TV maybe once or twice since their debut.
What about Anderson Gallows, bro? What about Anderson Gallows? Remember, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows are former tag team champions on Raw. They also former IWGP multiple time tag team champion in Japan as part of the Bullet Club.
And
you're giving everybody historical facts.
I totally get that. The thing is, like, when you come to the WWE, fans expect them to be the same tag team that they saw in New Japan to be in the WWE. When you're in the WWE, you are watered down, especially when you go to the main roster. You will be turned into an animated character, basically. That is what the club is. They went from saying that I'm gonna whoop your ass to saying no, you know what I'm saying? So I mean,
that's what pissed me off about the whole thing.
I mean, you really can't take them serious now. Like, that was a serious tag team. That they was actually a threat in the tag team division. Not anymore.
It just pisses me off. I mean, I don't like the way they utilized Anderson Gallows. That was one of my favorite tag teams from Japan. For real, bro. And as far as this whole Becky Lynch, I knew if Becky Lynch wins that Rumble, which she did, bank on her versus Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. Bank on it.
And you know what? And I think the WWE, and this is my opinion, I think the WWE is what they're trying to do is they're trying to get that match out the way, and then they're going to save Charlotte and Ronda for SummerSlam, which
that's what
I would love for them to do. So I mean, and plus, speaking of oversaturation, I mean, Charlotte is being oversaturated. They're using her as like this, as the Roman Reigns like push, like because her last name is Flair. Well, we're gonna push her all the way to the moon, and like she's gonna stay there until we decide to break her back down. I'm glad Becky Lynch is getting the shine that she deserves because
I agree.
She been hot, dude. She been hot for the past 6 months. And, like, I'm glad she won the Royal Rumble. It's just the thing about it is, the fact is now, is she going to beat Ronda? Or is she going to go against Ronda? Or is she going to go against Asuka? I don't think she's going to go against Asuka. I don't think so. That would be stupid.
I mean, she already had a match with Asuka. That's pretty much a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
We know she's going against Ronda Rousey. Think about what happened the last time. They were supposed to have a match at Survivor Series? Remember that?
Yeah.
They're going to have a match at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you, Becky is smart. She's not going to go after Asuka. She had a match with Asuka.
Mm-hmm.
She's going after Ronda, which now begs the question: who should go after Asuka for the SmackDown Women's title?
If they played it smart, they would have like a mini shakeup and have Ember Moon go after Asuka. Because
it would be perfect for Ember Moon to go to SmackDown because think about her matches with Asuka on NXT.
And that's exactly my point, because if there's one person that can go toe-to-toe with Asuka, would be Ember Moon. Ember Moon has no business. Ember Moon has no business being on Raw. There are too many. Matter of fact, the women's division is in complete disarray right now. So Ember Moon needs to take her ass on SmackDown and go after Asuka. And
you got the only one, either Ember Moon, or if they play their cards right, Nikki Cross, because she's the only person that had a great match on NXT against Asuka. Put it out there.
I mean,
If they play
I really don't know a lot about Cross. I just know that she's a crazy bitch. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I don't really know a lot about her. I think it's time for me to do my research on her. But I like.
She had a hell of a match. I mean, I seen some of her matches on NXT against Asuka. They had a tables match, some a no disqualification match, a street fight match. Asuka and Nikki Cross on NXT. Go back, you'll see what I mean. That was before Asuka went to the main roster.
So one thing. Well, let me ask you this before we adjourn for the evening.
Sure.
What did you think about the WWE Championship match this evening? I think it was kind of disappointing, honestly.
They started out great. I give it that. The match started out great, but it really was very disappointing when Eric Rowan showed up and interfered in the whole entire match. If Eric Rowan hadn't interfered, we would have had a brand new champion, in my personal opinion. Because AJ Styles had the match won, in my personal opinion. But you know that the WWE do not want AJ Styles to be champion on Raw. I think what they're trying to do is on SmackDown. I think what they want to do is put him on Raw to go after Brock Lesnar.
Sean, I'm reading your comments, sir. So what do you want to say about Becky? I'm reading your comments, so I'm looking at it right now. Look at her. But
well, I told you what I think about Becky Lynch. I think Becky Lynch is definitely going after Ronda for that Raw championship. She's not going after Asuka.
Now, Alan said that the lunatic personality doesn't fit on Raw. Okay, Dave Deshawn said that Becky winning the title at the Chamber from Asuka going to go to Mania after Ronda unifies both women's titles. So what Dave Deshawn is saying that it's a possibility that there might be a unification match.
I don't know about that. It all depends on what old Vince McMahon's going to do, because we know Vince McMahon always screws up everything.
I mean, don't get me wrong, bro. I think that's an awesome. I think that's an awesome scenario, but I don't see that happening. I really don't. Unless they are combined, they're combining both brands together. I don't see a unification match. I don't
see that. I don't see that either. I mean, right now, Becky. Right now, if I know Becky Lynch, she's not focused on Asuka. She is focusing on Ronda Rousey. That's who she's focusing on right now. I guarantee you that. We all know that. I said if Charlotte or Becky wins the Royal Rumble, you know they're going to be targeting Ronda Rousey. Assuming that Ronda Rousey wins against Sasha Banks, which she did. Which now we got the tag team title for the women. Now we got Sasha and Bayley. We got the Iconics. But who else we got?
Did you say the Iconics? I mean, really?
Yes, unfortunately.
You're going to really?
I'm talking about for the women's tag team championship thing.
And that's
the only two tag teams I can think of. Maybe Nia Jax and Tamina, but who knows?
And that's why I'm saying. So do you really? Are you really coming on this podcast and saying that the Iconics are actually legit contenders for the tag team titles?
For the women's tag team title? Not really. I'm just saying all the tag team that WWE has for the women's side.
Oh, okay. Because I just wanted to kind of make that clear, because look here, no.
I can only see two scenarios as champion. Either Sasha and Bayley, which is obviously the heavy favorite, or Tamina and Nia Jax, unfortunately. Another heavy favorite. That's the only two tag teams I can see winning the championship.
I mean, well, shit. To be really honest, I'm not throwing shade at the women's division though, but I mean, that's the only like tag team that's around. I mean, I'm just. Oh my god, we gonna have to make up another video about the women's division because like I'm lost. Because like, okay, first of all, in order to have a women's division, a tag team women's division, and then for the women's like titles or whatever, respective titles on SmackDown and on Raw, you're gonna have to have enough talent to actually have, here's the tag team division over here for the women, and here is the women's, title over here. And they don't have enough women on both shows.
They don't.
So that's why I'm like, dude, this is a desperation attempt for ratings. And I'm sorry, the shit is not working. That's just.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Here's the thing. And this is a historical fact. It's been 30 years. Keyword, it's been over 30 years since the WWF or WWE actually had a women's tag team division. If you go back to 1986, 1987, they really had a women's tag team division. Now they're trying to bring it back, but the problem is, like you said, and I'm thinking the same thing. They don't have enough women tag teams. They don't have enough women to even make a damn tag team division.
And that's why I said, like, their shit, I mean, their philosophy is good. I like their philosophy, but right now it's at the wrong time right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, they should, wait until they build enough, like build their division, and then they should start talking about like tag team, a women's tag team. I mean, I'm all for it. Don't get me wrong. It's just right now.
I'm all for it too, but we got them. Don't forget about the women on NXT, the women on NXT UK. What about them?
But are
you planning on having a tag team division on both NXT shows as well? If so, then go for it. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't understand the WWE logic, man. I really don't.
I mean, I don't understand their logic either. I'm still trying to figure out, like, how the fuck did you go from the Ruthless Aggression era to the PG, the reality era, to the new era, to the don't hit women era, to the part-time era, to the snowflake sensitive era. I'm trying to figure out like all this shit that's going on, but we don't know. I'm black, I'm fat, and I'm tired, so I'm not gonna go through all that shit. But anyway, Tori,
man. I'm with you on that, bro.
But Tori,
I'm just like baffled, man.
But thanks for coming on.
You can tell, right? You can tell I'm baffled with all this shit.
You sound like me. All right, man. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for coming on.
All right, bro.
All right, man.
See you next.
All right, bro. All right, everybody. So that concludes for the hashtag Heels for Life Wrestling Podcast. If you guys want to follow us this today, actually, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at hashtag Heels for Life Wrestling Podcast on YouTube.com. Also follow us on Instagram, hashtag Heels for Life Wrestling Podcast. Also, you can follow me on here or Mr. Matthew Collins, Sea-Dog Matthew Collins on Facebook, Chris Dilworth on Facebook.com. Until that time, I am your host, Mr. Team Bring It, and you guys have a wonderful night, and we'll see you at 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern, here on live on Facebook.com. Have a good night, folks.